Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Indie Insights. My name is Highsight and we've got a great show tonight, particularly a very predominantly space shooter related show, but a great show nonetheless. We got two space shooters tonight and a Pac-Man stealthy game called The Seeker, but first we're going to be checking out Spark and Shooting Game Thing, which is the most descriptive title ever. I highly recommend you guys think of a title right now for that game because it's going to desperately need one. Go ahead and feel free and comment on what kind of a name you think we should call Shooting Game Thing, and we'll work that out, down the line. But yeah, we've got a few great games to check out tonight. Shooting Space Thing is actually a game from somebody who submitted here before, BB Outlaws Jeff. Unfortunately, he is not with us tonight, so make absolutely sure that you leave your feedback with the stream with ! feedback, or if you're watching on YouTube, leave it in the comments below. I guarantee you he will check it out and learn much from you guys. In addition, we're going to be checking out The Seeker, which is by the developer of Demented, which is a game we checked out a while back. This is by Intercedo Entertainment, I believe he goes by, and Demented is now on Steam under Early Access, which is a kind of first-person horror hybrid mashup madness fun times. So that's fun. So yeah, we've got a lot of space shooters coming up, and it's going to be a good time. And some people are noticing that, yes, I did actually shave the beard and the mustache. Oh my. Oh yes. What happened? Well, my mom hates beards and mustaches, and it was Mother's Day recently, as you guys know, and I hope you guys did something near and dear for your mother, because they deserve it, and they are wonderful people, those mothers of ours. So I decided, what the hell, I'll give her a miracle, something that she hasn't seen in 2 years, and that is a clean-shaven son. Now, whether or not I stay clean-shaven, not 100% sure yet. I'm still working out the details of that myself, but yes, this is what I look like without the beard and mustache, which I don't know that any of you have ever seen before. I'm not entirely convinced in the past 2 years I've ever shaved enough for you guys to see a clear-faced, baby-face-ish Highsight madness. Well. But let's go ahead and start looking at our first game of the night. So as I said, the first game of tonight is called Spark, and this is actually a space shooter with a twist. There's two modes. There's a puzzle mode and a survival mode. Now, I'm curious why those are split up, so we're going to look at both of them independently of each other, and then we're probably going to talk a little bit about why on earth why are they split up, and can we integrate them together into one meaningful, fun experience? Well, that's a good question. The developer is actually here. I know that they're on the West Coast, so the time didn't quite line up for them, but it looks like they're making their way on, so you can feel free to chat directly to the developer, or, of course, ! feedback if you're in Twitch chat, or if you're watching on YouTube, comment below. The developer will want to hear your feedback. So let's go ahead and pause this lovely music, and let's just jump right on into Spark. And some people seem to have forgotten that it was Mother's Day recently. Oh, those poor mothers. Alright, so this is Spark Pocket Edition, which is kind of strange considering this is not me playing on a phone. But I know it's playable on the keyboard, so we're going to go ahead and dive right into the puzzle section, because I feel like that's the less generic of the two. That's something you don't see in a lot of these kind of games. Alright, so we're going to choose number 1. Now, this is a mobile game, which means it's usually touch controls, but there are keyboard controls, so let's go ahead and see how intuitive this is off the bat. So obviously, we got one spaceship with two other parts attached to it for some reason, and I know spacebar is to attack. You can charge it up like that, and then you shoot, and it looks like you can charge it up and it goes really, really slow. But there's only one thing to hit, so let's try to hit it. And I like how the laser actually, look at that, it actually touches the object. I like that. Alright, so that's me failing to shoot. There it is. Success. Alright, that doesn't feel super juicy, does it, for like a success? I'd want a little bit more out of that, So, before I had like 3 guys, now I just got the 1. Oh, alright. So you can charge shots and then shoot the shots and then get different shots from the shots. So you shoot the shots to shoot the shots. Shoot the whoops, even. So, alright. That I really like. This is the kind of thing you don't really see ever in this kind of genre. This is interesting. I dig it. And it took a little while to fully understand it, because no, this isn't getting spoon-fed to me. I got to figure it out on my own. But yeah, it works. Now, I would absolutely agree with Yokos. The shooting does not feel juicy. In fact, this whole game really does seem to lack the juice. The juiciest thing in this, look at this. I am stationary right now. What's animated? The background's animated. That looks good. The little jet stream's animated. The little, I guess you could call it jet fuel, whatever the hell you want to call it. The rocket engines, whatever. Those are animated. Those look pretty good. But, oh, and the laser. The laser's also animated. But everything else is pretty static. I mean, you got those targets over there. They're not doing anything. We got those barriers. They're not doing anything. Those little blocks, they ain't doing anything. It looks like my little cute character dude kind of animates when I move, like their eyes close, I guess. But I do have to say, in terms of the unified aesthetic put forward here so far, that guy is so out of place. Look at him. He does not look like he belongs in this game at all. What is he doing here? Who invited you? I don't think you're welcome in this universe. You are like... What are you? Seriously. It's like a little puppy thing. I don't even know. What would you describe that as? So... the explosions look kind of nice, but again, they're not super juicy. They're just kind of little puffs of steam or whatever. You see that right there? That puff. It looks okay. Oh, hello. Don't quit your day job. Wait, what? Why did I lose? There are lose conditions here? What's the lose condition? Interesting. Oh, if I don't destroy it with the... That's odd. So there are lose conditions that aren't explained to you. I'm confused by this. Well, let's go ahead and try... So it looks like that's red, so it needs a red to work off if that's yellow. And that's... So what, they need it all hit at the same time? Or at least close-ish to the same time? Alright. See, if you don't explain the win and loss conditions in an easy way, I'm not quite sure how I'd get that. Ah, there we go. That was pretty cool. But this is still... It's still a neat idea. I've never seen, like, a target practice style thing in this game mode. That's neat. Shoot the shots, shoot the shots. But yeah, blowing stuff up. Fun times. So it looks like this barrier... Will yellow be allowed to go through it? Yes, it will. Simple enough. Oh, but then I gotta shoot it. Yeah, that makes sense. My question is, why did there even need to be a lose condition in that other puzzle? Dang it. Now, as for sound effects, right now, there really aren't many, if any. I mean, there's... Actually, none. Now that I think about it, there are no sound effects. So I'm going to chalk that up to just the fact that the game is so early in development right now that they haven't gotten to sound effects yet, but I am kind of curious. Try looking up the answer online. No! Why would you ever say that to a player? That's not why we're here. Showering once a day is a good way to keep your potty clean. Lovely. So what exactly... Like right here, I don't really know what the objective is, unfortunately. So that makes it a little tricky. Let's try, like, a big blast. Oh, no, that won't get reflected. Right. Wait, I have an idea. So it looks like if I shoot a shot like that, and then I just kind of blow that shot up. Oh, whoops. Whoa, okay. Don't press A, which is right next to W and S because it crashes the game. I was told this game does have a few bugs, so totally understandable. We're going to go ahead and rerun it. But just don't ever press A. A is the crash button, if you were ever wondering. Hey, listen. All right, what do we got here? Cool death messages. Nice bit of humor there. Absolutely. I would agree. I love games that don't take themselves too seriously and they have a nice little bit of humor behind them. And this game does seem to have that, but that puffball, I don't know. He rubs me the wrong way. I think it's the smugness of him. That smile. In most puzzles, timing is everything. See, that's actually a good hint. So how do we do this one? Maybe it's just... I mean, it looks like if I go fast enough, it'll work, but what if I... If there's just a constant stream? Okay. So as long as there's a constant stream, I guess I can't fail. So we'll let that ride a little far, and then time it out like that. Not even close. Fail. I can't actually fire right now either. There we go. You can only shoot red sparks through the red gates. Oh, that's what green turns into. It's just like a forward shot. Let's see if this might. Oh, damn, that is really cool. I really dig that. The idea that different shots hitting different shots cause different actions. It's neat. Well, I mean, it's going. Maybe it'll collide with the yellow and then... Ah, nope. Failed. So how do I do this one? And I'm glad this is, again, the first time I've ever had to think through something like this. This is neat. It's never occurred to me, how am I going to do the timing in this space shooter game? Right, that's the big shot. That's the two shot. So green meeting with that. That's the spread shot. What about green meeting with that? That's the kind of both side spread shots. Interesting. Let's try this. Well, a red will never meet a red. They're too different. No, there's got to be... You know what I think it is? I think it's got to be the green meeting the yellow, right? No, green meeting red. I think that'll do. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Let's try that. So we'll make a red one. And then we'll make a green one. Now, it's all about how long you charge your shot for. Ah, close. Very close. Once you hit one target, you can't shoot again. That is the information I needed so long ago. That's what you should have told me, like, way earlier. Because that explains everything. Now I fully understand how this mode works. Ah, nope, too far out. But this is good for kind of setting up your timing for when you get into the real modes. There we go. Let's try this guy. Huh. That ain't gonna help much. Unless... Nope. What are you guys there for? Let's try up here. Oh, wrong one. Bouncy, bouncy. So these guys can go right through, but then it doesn't end well. So what about... Ah, nope. I like it. These are actually starting to become kind of mind benders. So green can't go through, but green seems like it's the answer here. So what about green into red here? No, what about green into yellow? Ah, not quick enough. Not quick enough. Oh. That goes backwards. Really? Don't frag yourself. That would be bad. Thank God you can't kill yourself in this game. That'd be disappointing. This is good music. I'm half worried it's copywritten, but we'll find out that later, won't we? But it's very good music. So what about sound effects? So what's missing here? I mean, obviously we would want... Let's talk sound effects here. We would want maybe ship humming noises. We would want shooting noises, one for each different shot. So that's one, 2, 3... you get what I'm saying, one for each type. We would want one for whenever a shot bounces off of a thing. In particular, depending on what type of thing it bounces off of, if it's a green one or a white one or whatever, it should be a different sound effect for that too, which sounds as similar to the shot effect itself. So it has kind of a correlation. So you kind of get that mentality of, you know, this was a bounce from a green thing or something like that. You know what I mean? Try to align your sound effects here. I think you can do that really well in this game. So, wait a minute, I just realized, so if I... Huh, I didn't even think of that. Music is original, alright, that's awesome to hear because it's actually really good music. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten submissions where the music was actually copywritten and then I got in big trouble later for it because I streamed it and I shouldn't have. So that's good to hear. How can we... Alright, that bounces it. Wait a minute, I have an idea. Okay, what? Oh, crap. What I'm thinking is I need to get a green one and then right into a white one. Oh, close. That was actually exactly what I was thinking, though. Just got to get the other one first. There we go. Oh, I'd only got one. That seems like it's it, though. I think that's the answer. Dang it. Am I not lined up at the beginning here for it? That definitely seems like the answer. I'm just doing it too late, I think. Okay, yeah, I think I'm not lined up for it. Let me try just inching up a bit. Right about there. And then just time it. Ah, I'd only got one still. So close. It feels close. It feels like this is kind of the answer. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just kind of completely in the wrong here. There are multiple ways of solving each puzzle. Be creative. That's something I can't do. I wasn't born with a creative muscle. Despite streaming and creative on Twitch. Alright, let's try right there. Now bear in mind, you'd also be able to do this with touchscreen, so you'd be a little more refined with your movements, to a degree at least. I find with touchscreen you can really hammer home those movements. Alright. Well, I do dig these puzzles, but I don't want to spend too much time on just the puzzles. Let's go ahead and back out of the puzzles. I want to see what the actual survival mode is like. And then I want to talk about what if we could blend these together. And that's a crash. That's okay. That's okay. Well, let's open it up again. I think that might have been a music-related crash, because I did notice that the music kept going, which is good, but you notice how it starts off with no music. So maybe it was like one music trying to talk on top of the other music. I don't know. Oh, uh-oh. No, it's not opening, but I know for sure. Wait, hang on. This is debug mode. I know what the crash is. Here's some music while I quickly debug this unless, yeah, I can't. It's okay though.
Listen.
Yoko says, when you fail the grid in the background turns red. Parts of it are still blue though, and that looks kind of wrong. I can see that. So I have a hunch here that I know what this bug is, because I did actually play one time very quickly just to test things out. And I have a hunch, because it says something about stats, maybe some stats were saved that are invalid. So I'm going to go real quick into the games, and this is all part of the show. We all like to find these bugs and help debug them live. So if I go into Spark right now, and I notice that there is no files there. Uh-oh. Alright, let me try re-downloading real quick. That is what we call beta being beta, folks. Or alpha in this case. Alpha being alpha. Now, I don't suppose there's any chance in hell that this is like the score got built into the executable, because that'd be insane. But it's worth finding out. Alright, let's see. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. Ah, there we go. Alright, so where's the music at? I know there is some. So this is kind of a standard space survival. You notice when I shoot now, my guy actually kind of juts back a little bit, which is kind of interesting. Didn't do that before. No music, though. Interesting. Well, either way. So right now, this is definitely, in my opinion, not as interesting. Because, I mean, you got all the same mechanics you had before, but now you're just kind of going up and down and dodging things. Now, you can't move left and right, at least not right now. Oh, here we go. Now you see, now we're starting to integrate enemies doing that whole color, hitting other color things, causing craziness. That's kind of cool, and then we get a crash. But that was kind of cool for the brief period of time we got to see it. So that's actually neat. Your enemies can do the same thing you can with the bullet manipulation, causing them to just kind of kill you with random spray fires. Interesting. So let's try one more time with the survival mode. This time I won't full screen it, see if that makes a difference. But there's so many potential sound effects you could do right here. So very many. Come on. So let's see. Now one thing I noticed, it's a little wacky right here. If you look at this, oh, you can destroy it. Okay, no, that works. I was going to say it was a little strange that you have to kind of wait to touch it before you can actually get it, which means by the time it reaches you, because you can't move left or right, it's going to already know what it has to be. So unfortunately, whenever you die in this mode, it does look like it does crash the game, unfortunately, right now. Now, that could be for a variety of reasons, but, oh, wrong game. But hopefully it's not something on my end, or hopefully it's something that can be solved easily. Well, we're going to try one more time, because I do want to talk a little bit more. Now, what about possibly combining the two modes, the survival and the puzzle? Could it be possible to do a hybrid of these two modes? Well, let's think. Right now, we have enemy types that are actually pretty creative in design. I actually really do dig what they're doing with these designs. So there's a power-up here. There we go. It's like a shockwave. That's neat. So, as I was saying, creative in designs, they do different things, but I wonder if you could have some enemies that aren't necessarily shooting threats until they're hit the wrong way. What if you had some enemies that needed to be killed with a specific color and or reached in a certain way because other enemies might block them? What about something like that? And look at these different effects we have right here. So, I don't know what I have right now, but that was kind of cool. The shockwave, I like that. Looks like we have a missile. Not quite sure what the missile does either. I just activated it. My jets turn blue. Okay. Background looks nice. I like the little haze that goes across the screen ever so calmly. Star. Ah, invincibility. But right now it seems like the waves are a little random, and I mean really random. There's a lovely game called Steriden. I actually did a review of it a while back on my YouTube, and the whole game was like a roguelite space shooter, much like this in design, but with a lot more wave design that's designed around actually killing the player through, instead of random enemies, waves that are kind of meant to work together and create these weird little puzzle environments. It was actually really creative. All right, Yoko says the game... Oh, hang on. Oh, there we go. Yoko says... The game as a whole lacks juice. When you shoot and when you kill an enemy, there should be an absolute symphony of particle effects and screen shake. You should feel like the entire world has been shattered by your actions. Stare it in for the win. Couldn't agree more. So I absolutely agree. More juice would help this game a lot. Right now, however, it is absolutely still in its alpha stages, so I can understand the lack of juice. It's not a priority. The important thing is getting the game working, and that is vital. That is. But for right now... what I'm seeing is a pretty creative idea. I'm seeing just the idea behind the whole combination of attacks hitting each other, causing different attacks. It's really cool. But I kind of wish you didn't have to charge up to do them. I get why you do, because that's what some of the puzzle stuff is all based around, but in the heat of the moment, a lot of the time, all I'm going to do is I'm going to spam the white shot, because that's just going to get the job done half the time. I mean, that's what people are used to using, so they're already used to just using that to get on through. But overall, it is a really neat concept, and I really, really do dig what's going on here with the effects and with the, well, not so much with the effects, but with the shot bullet patterns and everything. I would love to see more effects, and I gotta admit, as much as I love the little fuzzy dude in terms of me liking adorable things, I really don't feel he fits here. I feel like the fuzzy dude is really not adding to this whole thing. He feels like he's kind of detrimenting to it almost. It's a little odd, and hopefully that's something that you might re-examine. I don't know why you chose to put him in there, as cute as he is. I think you could do a lot better without him in the game. Just have the spaceship. Spaceship alone is plenty. That's plenty. All right, so that was Spark, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to look at the feedback that you've submitted while I do a giveaway, not of Starbreak, but rather... it's going to be a giveaway for Rolled. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do Rolled. I'm going to pop out that video prize stuff because that's all inaccurate. We're not giving away Starbreak tonight. No, we're going to give away a copy of Rolled. So if you want a copy of Rolled, go ahead and type exclamation point giveaway in chat. And I'm going to read all the feedback that you guys have said for this game right now. Alright, so here we go. We're going to start off with Yoko's here saying, cool death messages. Nice bit of humor there, absolutely. Sarasoft says, there seems to be two very different art styles clashing in this game. The chibi face just doesn't sit well with the rest of the game. The humor is good, though, and the game shows serious potential. Couldn't agree more. Oh, Yoko's just butting in with his big feedback here. A way to merge the two modes would be to reward the player for killing one enemy per shot, rewarding trick shots. Ooh, now that's a neat idea. So they'd still be shooting at you, but you'd be trying to get in one shot. I'm going to give you some bits for that one. I like that. Give Yoko's. I'm going to give you 15 for that, actually. I really like that idea. So the idea is they'd still be shooting at you and you'd still have to dodge, but if you could get them with one shot, you get a nice little bonus. I dig that idea a lot. That's a cool idea. At the very least, that could actually spice up the puzzle section even. Next up, Nubru says, you think a great puzzle/shooter hybrid idea would be very unique. I couldn't agree more. That's why I said it. Yoko said... when you fail the grid... Oh, yeah, the background temperature is red. Yep, we talked about that, and how it lacks juice, and there needs to be a symphony of particle effects. Nubru says projectiles and enemies need to be bigger. There's a ton of empty space, and everything just feels void of life. You saw some parallax scrolling backgrounds on some maps, and it would... and he would like to see more of that, but he didn't see enough. He also sees potential through the cool mechanics. There are really some... cool things that can be done with these shot mechanic ideas. I do like it a lot. I definitely really like where that's going, and I'd like to see exactly where that comes to its fruition. Again, I think it would serve itself best as a puzzle shooter instead of just a puzzle game or a shooter game. Find a way to hybridize those. There's definitely potential there for something that's never been done before. It's so full of potential. Nubru says, yeah, the main character or ghost or blob or whatever it is very out of place compared to the rest of the art and the style. It's weird because you have such a highly unified art style and then blob monster. I know you can do better than that, bro. I know you can. Get rid of that blob monster. Get rid of that blob monster. You don't need him. What else we got? Yoko's already said that one. Last Answer says... I like the mechanics of the game, as well as the learning the different action mechanics. The shockwave, shooting bullets already floating from into space. Don't worry about the art style or your sound effects, even. Nail down the core gameplay first, as the enemies do seem a bit random. Nail down where the fun is in your game first. That is good advice for anybody. Good advice. Alright, so I'm hearing people watching on Twitch right now. Apparently there might be some trouble watching on Twitch. The good news is, for once, my output is great. It looks like I'm getting all green on my end. So that sounds like it might have something to do with Twitch itself, or possibly Restream. If you guys could let me know, is YouTube okay? Is Hitbox okay? Because that's always another place you could watch while that's being sorted out. I wonder... Let's take a quick look on the Twitch help. Twitch help. Twitch support. Is there anything that they're aware of at the moment? Let's see. Previous buffering issue should be... No, that was from yesterday. So, if there is a problem, unfortunately, it's looking like it's not something they're aware of. Yoko says Hitbox is fine, and Kirk says he's watching on YouTube fine. So it sounds like it is, unfortunately, Twitch at the moment. For those who are not familiar, you are more than welcome to continue watching on either YouTube or Hitbox. Hitbox having the lesser of the delay. But I recommend that you pop out the chat while you do that so you can continue to converse with us here and work with the bot for the feedback. That'd be immensely helpful, especially considering the next game the developer is not here. Also, you can't do giveaways or anything there. So remember, if you want a chance to win Rolled, type ! Giveaway right now. Oh yeah, those lovely sounds of me drinking. There you go, join Yokos on Hitbox, he feels so lonely. As much as I fully encourage watching on Twitch at all times, I can't encourage it when you can't watch it, so... Definitely watch on one of those, but continue to talk on Twitch, because that's where my bot is, and my bot loves you. My bot loves you guys! And he's a cool bot, too, I made him myself. So we're going to give you guys a few seconds to do the ! Giveaway, try to get yourself a chance to get in on this. But I'd love to converse with you guys more about the game as is right now. Ah, yes, the slots are also in my, in chat. Let's see. So, actually, what I will do... Let me go ahead and pop over here. Now, for those who don't know, I recently added some new features to my bot, which you can actually see below. You see that now playing thing? That's all built into my bot, and I love it. I worked so hard on it, and it came out brilliant, in my opinion. I'm very, very happy with how it came out. But the cool part is you actually have full control over my VLC now. You guys, if you are a supporter through Patreon, can actually skip music with ! Song space skip. You can see what song is playing with ! Song, and you can even, what was the other thing? You can, there was another thing. Oh, you can mark favorites. If you like the song that you're currently hearing, you type ! Song favorite, and that'll be recorded for later information for me, so I can make playlists based off these songs. Hello all, he is here. Haha, Dev for Spark. Just got back home. No problem, man. We actually just finished out, and we got some great feedback for you. If you guys would like to discuss that with him, feel free to let him know. And I saw somebody submitted a game. Who submitted a game? I saw it while I was streaming, but I didn't comment on it because YouTube chat. Let's see. Who submitted a game? And thank you to whoever did the ! Submit for them. Milk My Cows did it. Was that him? Milk My Cows? Thank you, Milk My Cows, for the submission. Looking forward to checking out the game. Shooting game thing. Alright. Last call on giveaway. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the winner of the first giveaway of the night is... Yokos! Congratulations, Yokos. Thank you so much for always being there for this stream, for always supporting it, for being a Patreon. You're a good man, Yokos. Enjoy the key. This is a Steam key that I'm whispering to you. But don't worry, there will be more for later tonight. Yeah, so if you're getting any buffering on Twitch right now, please watch on one of the alternative streams, but keep the chat open, because Twitch chat is where all the feedbacks and stuff is going to be happening. So that's Restream. So... Alright, Yoko's got it. So let's go ahead and move on to the next game of the night. Shooting Game Thing by Bulletproof Outlaws. That's it, BP Outlaws. Also known as BP Outlaws Jeff in particular. This guy created that lovely dragon game that we checked out a while back. That was one where we just kind of rampaged across the town and totally destroyed all the people and the things and the stuffs, and then knights came out and they started attacking us, and then druids came out, and then I saw a princess, and then I got killed before I ate her. So, you know, it was a mixed bag of emotions. But that was a Ludum Dare game, and so is this one, actually. The developer is putting this one forward because the developer would like to expand on this game by adding color into it, by adding a good title into it, which, by the way, I want your guys' title names for this. I want to hear. So there's all that. Basically, this game is, like, really super exciting looking. I mean, look at that. That is juice. That is so much juice going on right there. You got all the particle effects flying around there. You got the, look at the stars in the background. Whoosh. So fun. I love games that are real juicy, and BP Outlaws Jeff seems to excel at making juicy, delicious games, and I just can't wait to sink my teeth in this one. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and... Oh, what's this? What do we wait? Stole my dealie. Wait, what are we waiting on, Yokos? Why would color be a feature you lack? That the developer themselves said that they wanted to add full color to this game, so that's their choice, but we'll discuss that as we go, because I agree, there is definitely something to be said for this kind of styled game with grayscale instead of any kind of color, or minimal color at that rate. So let's go ahead and jump in. Now, I believe this game actually has full controller support, as the game says itself. So there we go. Now we get a little bit of sound design right there. So the whole goal of this game, as far as I understand, is you are a spaceship that can transform into a robot, and when you're in robot mode, you don't move as far, but you shoot a lot faster. You also have a different hitbox, which is important. Now, this is kind of endless runner in the sense that you have to get 100 meters in order to pass a certain distance and get more time. I believe it's 100 meters each. Then you can get those things, and if you get these little orb things, they give you an immediate speed boost so you can jut right forward. So the idea is you have to manage what mode you want to be in, whether you want to destroy things and get these big orbs by being in the big robot mode, or if you want to be the little ship that's harder to hit and move faster, but not as fast as you potentially could. And if you hit those along the way, you get a little more speed out of it. Nice. Now, I love the juice in this game. In particular, keep a close eye on the stars going on in the background. You see the way that they're kind of going like that now, but if I go into this mode, they're just stopped and they're circular. But I'm getting hit big time. So there's advantages to both. The smaller hitbox is super important against these guys in particular. But they're easier to take out when you're in the other mode. But you gotta be able to dodge so you don't die. Oh good, these orbs give health too, that's handy. So now that they're dead, we can kind of break loose a little bit in this big-ass robot. I'm actually a little surprised that the orbs give health, believe it or not. I kind of thought that they might not help out that much. I thought they'd just be for distance. Because, you know, you die in an Infinite Runner. Infinite Runners, they're meant to be played quick, you know what I mean? You either do really, really, really well, or you die and you try again. Almost like a roguelike in that sense, you know what I mean? I'm not saying by any stretch of the imagination that Infinite Runners are roguelikes, but that they definitely function in that similar vein, where you're either going to do really good or really bad, but not much in between. And look at this, I got a minute now. Time maxed out. But this game definitely seems to want you to really prolong your game time with it, which isn't bad. It's not bad at all. It's just, it's something to keep in mind. Like, this seems like a good game that you might want to have less time with, but the amount of time that you spend on it is going to be more meaningful in terms of you get a really good score quick, or you don't. You know what I mean? Cannibal. Cannibal is a great example of an Infinite Runner where you don't spend a lot of time with it. Ah, my ship! I'm glad you had time to yell that in the vacuum of space. You don't have a lot of time to get it right. But you're either going to screw up once and it all goes to hell, and then start over, or otherwise. What I do like is get back in the action really quickly. That is nice. So, the developer was actually talking about wanting to get full color in this game. I kind of disagree with that. I really dig the whole grayscale thing that's going on here, especially with the minimal use of color. There is still red. It's all grayscale and red, which makes for an interesting little aesthetic. You can definitely design around that to make a neat-looking game. Now, this game seems most challenging at the start, because that's when you have the least amount of time to work with. But it seems like as you go, unless you do something like that, you don't really have that much chance to die. Alright, Yoko says, good solid aesthetic here. You think this game would look worse with color. Totally agree.
Let's get this started.
But I would say, try sticking with the grayscale. If you really had to go color, I would keep it the minimal color, like what you've been doing right here. Like, maybe you make the I wouldn't even say the shots. I like the shots white because they look like they just belong. I mean, you designed a great aesthetic here, so why would you want color? Again, this is the developer saying that they were looking into getting color in the game. I feel like that's just not the right way to go. Now my ship! I will say, the sound effects so far, so they're very muted, which is good. Like, you can hear the shots, but they're not loud in the music. The music is actually the main focus of the sound design here, and that sounds great. Music sounds wonderful. Although it does commit the cardinal sin of starting over when you die, which I don't know how many times I'm going to say that in my life, but nobody likes that. Nobody likes to hear the beginning of songs over and over and over again because they keep dying. Now, granted, you don't die that often in this game, but if we hear one part of the song, we've heard it. We don't want to hear it again, over and over and over again. So many games did this in the past, and I feel like that's extended onto the future. But let's see. Now, I want to see just how much time I gain. I'm going to avoid these dots. How much time do we gain from this one burst? All right, we got about 20 seconds, maybe, from that one burst, even though I hit one of them, which gave me a little more distance. So that seems like a lot. I mean, if you can cap out at 60, you just gave 1/3 of your extended time right at that moment. Now, the scoring right now it's not a point system. It's actually a distance system, it seems. The scoring, it seems to be mostly based off of how far you can get, right? Well, how far you get also determines how much time you have to play. So, you do good with one, you do good with both, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? The health is there, but it almost seems like an afterthought because there's 2 points of failure. There's the health going to 0, and there's the time going to 0. And so far, the time hasn't really been a threat for me, ever. It's only been when I've crashed into those dudes, like, all at once in that giant wave that I've had to deal with any kind of a death so far. Now, I do like this mode if only because it's like, catch the orbs, and then you feel like you're going really far. But look, I've already maxed out the time, so I ain't gonna do better than that. Now, as this Yoko says, love the twitchy effect, hit effect on the enemies. The switching animation on the player, ship explosion, screen shake, all this juice is very nice indeed. I love that, look at that. Love that transforming animation, even if they do happen to use the Transformers sound. But so far, from what I've noticed, there is actually very little gain to being anything other than the ship, because with the ship, you move fast enough that you can get continual time, and you're a smaller hitbox. So you just have to dodge more, because you can't really do much about killing when you're the ship. Not as much, but you can still kill quite a bit. It seems like some enemies can take more hits. But right now, you'll notice that I'm actually falling behind quite hard in the non-ship mode. But I guarantee you, if I switch to the ship right now, everything's going to be a lot easier. Because now, killing these guys is actually just as easy. And now I can get further, and I don't have to worry about my time running out. I would say scrap the time. The time seems like it's just there to be there. Scrap the time, get more enemy waves, make health less regenerative, but you can still probably make it regenerate from the heal things, I guess. But right now, the major advantage seems to go to the ship. In almost every scenario, I would want to be the ship. Seems like the better way to go. Now, you can underscore that with maybe situations where you need to hurt the enemy as quickly as you can, because maybe it's an exploding enemy. Maybe if you don't kill quick enough, you die. But if I just fly straight right now, I'm pretty sure time isn't going to be a big deal for me. Look, I just maxed out time again by just flying straight. Not collecting any orbs, just flying straight. Let's keep testing that theory out. The pace at which I'm going, I will always max out my time just by going. I haven't touched a single orb, and every time I've maxed out my time. So the time limit is pretty pointless as it is right now. Time limit shouldn't even exist. Get rid of that time limit, or make it so the ship doesn't go as fast without the orbs, I guess. What else can we talk about here? Let's talk about sound design. I love the explosion effects, just like Yoko said. It all looks great, which, by the way, get that out of there. It all looks great. Oh, and then there's another one. What's this one? One thing you could add is some muzzle flash to the player shots. Well, we are in space, so that's a little odd. But it's doable. It's something you could do. Let's see. So yeah, definitely in my opinion, get rid of the time, make it more based on the health. In fact, try to make it as punishing as you can for the player for getting hit. Again, I think this kind of game, and I'm not just saying it because of the visual aesthetic, Cannabolt is a definite great reference material, piece of reference material you could use for this game, where you can use it in terms of how much difficulty you want to put in this game, like how punishing you want to be for failure, I guess you could say. yeah, just generally make it all about that health, bro. Screw the time. See how far you can get, maybe add in some bonus points for how many things you kill along the way, and find a more meaningful reason to become the robot. Find enemies that need to be killed as quickly as possible, because if you don't, shit gets real quick. Like this guy, I could kill him as the robot, but now I'm just going to hit so many bullets, so I'm just going to go back. And I could just switch back and forth because it's a really quick switching thing, but the point is, why wouldn't I just stay like this? I'm not really threatened if I stay like this. It's just a question of dodging, and eventually they'll die because they're running into my bullets. But for a Ludum Dare entry, you got a lot done on this game very quickly. It's actually pretty impressive how action-packed and fun this is, just as it is. I love the way you made the bullets rotate like that. They have a very distinct look and feel to them. It's really, really charming. Really beautiful. Beautiful. And I come out as the spaceship, and that copyrighted Transformers sounds so good for this. Ah, good times. That's my childhood. But it seems like the robot shots are less damage per shot, if I'm correct. This one's more damage per shot, but less shots, which actually has always been my preference, because I can one-shot things with it. Them orbs, though. So after getting the reins for it, I mean, the only time I've died so far is whenever I've hit those waves all at once. Or if I've done this against the multiple shot dudes. Fist your enemies. Couldn't agree more. Find a way to fist your rocket fisting raid. Welcome everybody on Twitch. I died just for you. My ship. Ship mode is a smaller target. I'm wondering what the hint is if I die in ship mode. Hey, there you go. Find a more radical weapon solution here. Find a way to encourage the player to use different weapons. Maybe. I mean, right now I didn't mention this shot. This shot always constantly happens. I don't have to hold down a button to make that happen, and that's fine. So what happens if I die in ship mode? What if I crash into a dude?
No, my ship!
Oh, it's actually the same advice. If I press H, I can see the hitboxes. That's just a little bit of debug right there. Which is glorious, by the way. Yeah, overall, this is already a very nicely polished game, and I can see this being a wonderful, in particular, mobile title. I can play this on the crapper quite well. Like, it'd be pretty easy. It's just standard movement controls because the shots already happen, and then you tap to transform. Super simple controls. Super simple. You can make something out of this quite easily for the mobile. And then it's just a question of finding more engaging enemies. So let's talk about engaging enemies. So we already talked about this potential kamikaze enemy. That's a possibility. Get some kamikaze. The VO, yeah, the voice actor ain't wonderful. It ain't the best, but it's there. But you know, again, it was a 48-hour game, so I didn't exactly expect them to go out and get top talent for it. No, my ship! I will say, in the vacuum of space, no one can hear you. No, my ship! No, my ship! Ah, beautiful. Nice bit of branding in the bottom right there, by the way. This is by BP Outlaws, if you guys didn't know, except I'm kind of covering it so you guys can't see it, at BP Outlaws. But I gotta say, Outlaws, from what I've seen so far, does an excellent job of getting a beautiful aesthetic down pat very quickly within a 48-hour period in these game jams. It's very impressive, and my hat's off to him. Well done, sir. So I think we've said, actually, about all we can say for this game. This actually went quite quick. But it was made in 48 hours, so I don't know what we're expecting, but no, my ship. More voice acting would be kind of cool for different scenarios. Bosses, obviously. That'd be a good one. Yoko says, usually bullet hell fare is to have the player's hitbox be very small. And you think both the robot and the ship mode, the player hitbox should only be 1 or 2 pixels big so the bullets can weave around more. And that makes sense. Maybe it's more a question of bigger bullets, smaller hitbox. I mean, that'd be fine. Just get a little core around the ship. I think that would work. I want to see more bosses with more diverse, or more enemies in general, actually. More diverse bullet patterns, kamikaze ships. I want to see ships with, like, spread shots instead of just these single shots as they move up and down, up and down. Maybe some MIRV shots. Maybe you could, if you want to get color in there, maybe you can make the color of the MIRV shots yellow, and then as they go out, they'll, like, pulsate, and then they'll shoot out into white shots. I mean, hell, if anything, Spark is an excellent example of what you can do with different colors in your game modes. So that's something to examine right there. So yeah, I think we pretty much covered the awesomeness of this game. I think you nailed the aesthetic on the head. I would get as little color as you can in this game. I do not think you need more color in this game. I think you have exactly what you need for color right here. Maybe little bits of yellow, little bits of red. I wouldn't even bother with blue. Blue wouldn't really fit here, I don't think. Orange, why not? But seriously, don't go messing with the color here. I really love the grayscale thing going on. Do not mess with this. But that's about my 2 cents on it. I think we got something good here. Keep going with it, man. Keep going with it. I'll go ahead and we'll X out of that after I... Wait. No, my ship! I take it high up with that. And yeah, let's go ahead and look over the feedback that you guys have said with this. It's already got a beautiful feel. Hey, thank you so much for the follow, Eki, the creator of the last game we checked out. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the feedback. Here's some music for you guys. And while we do this, I'm going to do a giveaway, which anyone can enter by typing !! giveaway, and you will get a copy of Rolled on Steam right now if you win. Here's the game that we're giving away. It has multiplayer and everything. So go ahead and type ! giveaway if you want your chance to enter. Now, let's go ahead and look at the feedback. First off, Yoko says, good, solid aesthetic there. Think it would actually be worse with color. Already said that, but I totally agree. Absolutely, absolutely. New Bruce says, really like the 2 modes, especially the different hitboxes. That's a rare mechanic. Yeah, I've never seen a on-the-fly transformation shooter like that. That's really cool. And I saw, before it disappears in chat, Drix had a giant piece of feedback, which I don't know why he didn't do exclamation point feedback for, but I'm going to totally add that in for him. Drix, you silly person. There we go. So now you're in, Drix. You're in with the rest of us. Okay. Nubru says he votes color, but you've seen the color mock-ups, so they're biased. Really? I haven't seen the color mock-ups actually, Nubru. Why? What makes you say color? Do you have any color mock-ups we could look at here? On-the-fly transformation shooter. Yeah, I don't see a lot of those, honestly. Let's see. So let's go ahead and keep looking. Next up for the feedback, we have Kirk, who says, since you mentioned it, I think instead of losing health when hit, it would be better to lose time when you're hit. Or to, instead of time, just rename it to fuel. There you go. And collect fuel from your enemies and drain fuel when you're hit. That's a good idea. I mean, if we were going to get a hybrid between the health and the time, that'd be a good way to go, because the fuel would slowly go over time as you're moving forward. Maybe you burn more fuel while you're in ship mode because you're moving faster, and you got to siphon the... Dude, Kirk, you just turned this on its head. I love it. Feedback for, or give for Kirk. Kirk, that is a potential winner right there. I'm actually giving you 30 bits for that. I love it. Yeah, that is the potential perfect hybridization of what you got right now. You get a fuel gauge that goes down when you get hit and also goes down over time, but goes up when you get those little orb things. And if you fill it up enough, you get a little boost or something like that. Like you could put it, you call it like overdrive or something. Like you'll have the standard gauge, and then there's like maybe a little yellow section after that, and then if you fill up past the end of the yellow, you get that boost that you get before, and then that goes down, and then you're back in the green or the white. There's a lot that could be done with that. I dig that a lot. Brilliant idea. Brilliant idea. Let's see. So what else we got here? New Bruce says, if this were to be a full game, it would need a huge amount of environmental and enemy assets to keep it interesting. Along with that, you'll need a power-up system, and I think the game could really shine with power-ups that affect each mode differently. Now, I will say, I don't think it would hurt to get power-ups in there, but I don't think it's necessary for this particular game. As I said before, you could look at this like a Cannabolt for space shooters. Now, if you guys don't know what Cannabolt is it was like one of the first major infinite runners that really broke into the scene. All it was one button to jump. You held it for a little bit of time, and the guy would jump higher depending on how long you hold it, and he's running across buildings, and you're just trying to run across buildings while aliens are invading. It was really cool, and as soon as you failed, you lost. So it was like a really quick form game. You either win quick or you lose quick, or you get as far as you can and then you try again immediately after to beat your last record. That is a great way to go, and I don't think you need power-ups for that. I think you can do just fine as it is right there. I got a little bit more feedback. Let's get that in there. So I don't know that it would really be necessary. Yoko says, usually bullet hell... Oh, yeah, we talked about that. New Bruce says, potential enemies, shield-carrying enemies, like swarming enemies. Little swarming enemies, rather. Background enemies shooting stuff at you. Giant asteroid enemy ships. Snaky space monster things. Little leech guys that stick to you until you get enough orbs or something. Ooh, I like that, especially if they're siphoning fuel. Ooh, that'd be neat. And you gotta kind of shake them off. Maybe you have to transform into the robot so you kind of break them off of your ship. I love it. These are ideas. These are good ideas. New Bruce, I'm gonna give you some bits for that too. Give New Bruce, I'm gonna give you 10 for that. I like it. I dig it, sir. I dig it. Let's see. Drix here says, game feels a bit too samey with only open background. One thing that made similar bullet hell games such as Gradius and R-Type so successful was variation of the environment and the enemies. So I will say again, this game was made in 48 hours, so the assets are minimal at best right now, and we get that. We're understanding of that. We're people of game development. We know this. We can work around this. So I will say you're absolutely right. More stuff is going to be needed. I'm going to keep reading this here. More enemy types, as well as perhaps some weapon upgrades and variants and stuff like that. I totally agree, but credit where credit's due. 2 days to make the game. I think they got enough done with the little assets they had at the time. But yeah, in the future, absolutely. More environments are going to be necessary, more enemies, absolutely. And lastly, Kirkneck says the on-the-fly transformation is similar to the game Galaxy, where you gain new abilities when in a robot mode. The dev might want to check it out and get some ideas from it. Robot mode has melee attacks and other stuff. I actually think that's the next indie game box I have coming in is Galaxy. I thought I'd have it by now, but apparently it hasn't come in yet, so might have to email somebody about that. But yeah, I'll have to look at that myself, actually. 9th reload, geez. Drix, no Drix. Try watching on YouTube or Hitbox. Restream. It seems Twitch is having issues tonight, but the others seem fine. Oh. Whoops. That's not good. So, yeah, hopefully... How's YouTube? Uh-oh. This is bad. It seems Yoko's game got beaten out of Ludum Dare by shooting game thing by 1 position. That's impressive. That's really impressive. It's not Twitch doing this, it's the new router. Okay. Okay, no, good. I'm glad that it's working out because that's where the final stream recording is going to come from. That's kind of a slow song. That's a good song. For those who don't know, the music that's being featured tonight is from a combination of Game Chops and OC Remix. Game Chops is awesome. It's a record label that was designed by DJ Cutman, very big in his community of video game remixers in particular. And I am actually an ambassador for them because they're really awesome. And you know me, I don't really endorse things unless I really like them, but I freaking love Game Chops. They got so many good artists doing so many great songs. Definitely recommend you check them out. And they recently did a thing where you can get a bunch of songs from them for free, or at least a good amount, because they recently had a milestone on their YouTube. So if you want some free music, here's a link to it. That's bit.ly/GameChops4U. So there's that. And what's this? Oh, we got game. Oh yeah, game names. Give me your game names. I must have game names for this game. Okay, what would we call it? We can't call it Transformers because that's too obvious. But how about Transmission? Like, you know, it's a mission and you transform. No? Okay. Let's see. New Bruce says, suggests game thing be christened Hyperfusion. That's an awesome name, actually. Hyperfusion's a good name. What else? Let's come up with some other names while I do the giveaway here. In fact, whoever comes up with the best game name tonight is going to get a key for rolled automatically. No giveaway, no nothing, you just get a key. Come up with a really good name, you get a key. So what do you guys think? Let's see. Like I said, transmission, transport would be too obvious. I don't know why I'm really sticking with the trans side of things. How about trans is too played out? I could see that. DJ Chopman, it's Cutman. Did I say Chopman? Oh, what a failure. I totally meant DJ Cutman. And I knew that too. What else? No, I know you guys can think of this. My ship! Exclamation point. Rudy Tooty Switch and Shooty. Holy crap, that's actually hilarious. Rudy Tooty Switch and Shooty. Oh my god, I'm adding that in. I'm adding that in. Oh, I can't. There we go. Novel spin. I don't care if you don't want to claim it. I'm putting it in here as you. Title. Rudy Tooty Switch and Shooty. That's freaking hilarious. Yeah, Hyper is also kind of a played out prefix. Maybe we can work off of Fusion though, I think. How about I mean, Space Fusion would be obvious. Robo Hyper Time? Nah. I think Hyper's a little played out, honestly. It's okay, but a lot of people do Hyper. Hyper Suit. Actually, that sounds pretty badass. Hyper Suit? I'm going to keep going here. Title ideas. I'll actually write these down. You guys, you do your thing. I got this. What else we got here? Kirk. Hyper Suit. Hyper is excellent, says Yokos. Singularity. I know where you're coming from, but I don't think it works. I don't think it really... What's the word I'm looking for? It's not fully understood at first glance what the game is, but I'm going to put it in there because I like that idea. Like you're in a superposition of both is what kind of singularity implies. You know what I mean? How about... Yeah, it's harder than you might think, actually. The Amazing Hypersuit. Love it. Desperate Times, says Yokos. You sure you want that kind of competition? Especially since his... Well, no, yours has actually already got a really sweet trailer, which you should be showing off if you haven't already. High Pursuits. High Pursuit. Rudy Tooty Switch and Shooty is still up in my, like, favorites right now. Let's see. Hyperfusion. I'll get that in there. League of Legends. That sounds... I don't know. It sounds like it might catch on. It's kind of a neat name idea. League of Legends. I mean, that robot is pretty legendary, and he is in a league of his own. So, he is literally the League of Legend. It's more like League of Legend, right? He is Legend. Robo-Legend. The Great Space Coaster. High Pursuit. Hype Pursuit. I'll put High Pursuit in there. I like that. Last answer. High Pursuit. Well, I mean, the game's all about getting distance, right? So I could see that. Maybe you're chasing something. Oh, right. I didn't even think of that. League of Legends also kind of has LOL as his acronym. I don't think that would catch on. I mean, everyone would just laugh at it. It's like, who wants to play LOL? It'll never catch on. Horrible name. You should all be ashamed of yourself. Up and down man go shooty shoot. But he's not always a man, so it's got to be like up and down ship man. I'm going to type that. That's Highsight's. Highsight. Up and down ship man. And I'll put in parentheses with guns that go pew pew. There you go. That is the name, and I'm going to give myself the key because of that name. Desperate Times is already a game. Uh-oh. Is it a good game? I don't know. Do I want to look at this? Am I going to be scarred for life? Is this good? Oh, I see what you did there. That's his. Up and down ship man with guns that go pew pew. It's so catchy. And you can acronize it so easily to Oadsmanautapu. I'm going to try that again. Oadsmanautapu. It's like the two P's go poo, or PP. Love it. Evo, Evolving Vehicle Onslaught. Yes. I say yes to this. Greta says, Grayscale Hotshot. New Bruce. I actually like that Evo one, even though I think it's actually already taken. Isn't that already a thing? I have a feeling it's already a thing. No, it's actually not. I'm going to let that slide. I like that. It's long, but you got Evo, so that's pretty cool. I like that. All right. Last call on giveaway, and then I'm going to render... No, you know what? I'm going to give you guys the rest of the night to try and come up with a game. A game name, rather. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the winner is... Sharkbait! Congratulations, Sharkbait. You have won a copy of Rolled. There you go, sir. Which goes to prove that Sharkbait wins every game at least once that I give away. Every time. I'm pretty sure if I look at this list of games I've ever given away, there's like one game that he never got. Well, in bulk, I should say, rather. He never got Skyhook. Alright, that means he'd have to buy Skyhook. Alright. Space Megaforce. That's kind of a good name. kind of a little generic for my liking. But I'll give you guys some more time to think about it as we move on to our last game of the night, Seeker. So this game is The Seeker. This game is actually a game by a developer we've seen before, the developer who created a lovely game by the name of Disturbed? Oh, crap. Wait, I said it earlier today. I think it's Disturbed. But anyway, it's a horror. It was a horror first-person narrative, but this one is actually more of a, from what I hear, stealth Pac-Man game, which is a surprising combination to say the least. So that's pretty good. So yeah, we'll see what this game has in store because I really haven't gotten any details on it whatsoever. So I'm interested. Also, Robomorphs. That is a good name. That's going in the list right there. That's a good one. Novel spin. Robomorphs. At least working the word morph in there. I like that. It's such a good copyright-free version of Transformers. All right, so let's pause this music and let's see what The Seeker is all about, shall we? Now, if nothing else, I expect a lot of neon lights because that's kind of the developer's style. All right. So, optimized textures, all that stuff. Thank you for being a part of the pre-alpha testing. Let's start her up. I know it stars a little feisty drone with nothing to lose. Okay, jumping right in. Well, it is pre-alpha, so that is life. Oh, this is the tutorial. Okay, so WSD moves me around. Oh, here we go. Welcome, fellow friend, to the tutorial. We will first start with our basic control system. Up down WSD, tab to see your stats, health, energy, weight, alive and alive. Good to hear. Now, open that door. You need to hover your mouse over the green button and click it with the mouse. Wait, what? Oh, that door. Okay. Point system. Now the goal of the game is pretty simple. Collect as many points as you can. Find. They are the currency of the galaxy, and with them you can buy a lot of cool upgrades, such as enhanced vision, decoys, and other awesome upgrades. Now in front of you are 3 points in the galaxy. Blue, purple, yellow. Blue is common, gives you 1.25 points. Purple, okay, why have the decimals? You don't need the decimals. Just 1 point, 2 points, 5 points, or you can do 1.3.5 points. The decimals just complicate things. You don't need to do decimals. Get rid of the decimals. Get rid of the decimals. Seriously, get rid of the decimals. Don't complicate this. Let's see. Where can you upgrade your drone? In the drone menu, you silly! How dare you ask a question? You shouldn't ever ask questions. You should always know. Well, the lighting effects are quite nice, as you can see from the shadows right there given off by the points. There is that. Good sound effects. Well, you see, now, I'm worried about pressing escape. Okay, well, I can't actually go into the drone menu there, so silly of me to think I could interact with the door. All right, let's talk about this door for a second. Now, it's red, and that means it's open. That's that's creative, because it's a top-down view. You can't really see through the door frame, unless you really wanted to make it so there was no door frame and just the door, and the door went down or to the side or something like that. So really, wouldn't that just be the easier way to go? I mean, don't get me wrong, I dig the whole green, red like that. I dig it, I do. But it's not inherently obvious to the player. I mean, the shadow looks cool and everything like that. Wouldn't it just be easier for everybody involved if instead of this awesome looking green neon light, which again, does look awesome, maybe instead this was just a door that slid to the left or slid to the right and then it just wasn't there? Maybe that would make it a little bit easier. I don't know. You could still have the green light. Like, you could put it to the side. Like, it'd be green when it's closed and red when it's open. So you could press that and then, you know, you would know it's an interactable door. But you got to bear in mind, in terms of simplicity and ease of immediate knowledge, that's just a little convoluted. In fact, I actually kind of find it funny. I would think red would mean a closed door and green would mean an open door because the function of a door is to open for people, so it is successfully doing its job when it's open. Red means bad, barred off, don't want, so that would be like access denied, and that's what I think when I see red. That's just my thoughts on that. Alright, so let's see here. Can't go there. Oh, what have we here? Hiding controls. Now that we have got that sorted out, we got us another important aspect of the game, hiding. As soon as you start the level, you should keep an eye out for cameras, turrets, and lasers, and other things, as you do not want to trigger an alarm, which will make passing the level a lot harder. To disable your flashlight and yourself, you'll need to hold the F. Well, that kind of worked for a second. Okay, there we go. I guess you don't want to hold it too long. Keep in mind that when you disable yourself, you are a lot slower, and if you move, you are not hidden anymore. Okay. How will you know when you are hidden if the colors change dimmed? You are hidden. Come on now, try it. So, few things. My biggest question here is, will this be the tutorial in the end? Because I think you could definitely do this without all the words. Good job. Wait, did I just pass a camera? Was there even danger here? Hang on, now I'm curious. That implied that there was danger, but I'm not entirely convinced that there really was. Yeah, it just says good job. Okay, well, whatever. Drones are your biggest enemies, among all others, of course. So you need to hide from them. All enemies have range, which is displayed by their reddish circle. To avoid being enabled and moving while you are in the circle. Or so avoid being enabled, rather. Can you disable them? Yes, you can. You can activate the alarm somewhere in the map. Somewhere in the map will be a blue button, just like this one. And you need to hold E to disable it. So can I go through the laser when I'm in hidden mode? Is there a button somewhere that I missed? I'm not entirely sure. Can I go through this door? Yeah, that didn't work. So hold E to disable the alarm. I'm actually really confused by all of this. Oh, so there's the blue thing, I guess. Oh, no, that's the end of the level. I feel like there's a lot of conveyance here. Oh, I should probably read this. He didn't choose to be a robot. He didn't choose to be his master. What? Okay. He didn't choose to be a part of the Great Galactic War. He didn't choose to be almost decimated in the process, too. He didn't care. He had spares. Decimated means you lose 10% of yourself. All he cared about was the well-being of Master Bennett. While other robots ran for the nearest exit, the little fella made a choice. He chose to find his master no matter what. And if you try to stop him, rest assured, you're history. This is long. I know you can skip it, but couldn't you tell this? Like, this is a story that you clearly want to tell. Tell the story through the game. Don't tell it. I mean, like, try to tell it in a creative way through the game. There could be little audio logs or something like that, or visual logs even, that you find that, like, you know, pauses the game temporarily while you read or something. Something like that. It'd be better if you could find a way to flow it through the mechanics, but whatever. So let's see. Points. Yay, points. Now, I would like it if I could actually control the camera to some degree by what direction I move my mouse. Like, right now, I want to look down here for anything that might be ahead of me, but if I move my mouse here, all I'm doing is I'm controlling where the light goes. It'd be nice if the camera intuitively followed your mouse to a degree, but still stayed within sight of him. So if I go down here, the camera should pan down here to a degree, so I can see what's going on. And that would help the player kind of determine their own fate in a way. Are these interactable? No, it's just a big light. Okay. More points. I picked up monies. Yay, monies. How much do I have? I don't know. Oh, I guess we can go that way. So right now, the world feels dead. I mean, you got all these nice little glowing effects going on here, and I do like the fact that you kind of leave a trail of glowing. That's neat. That's neat. There's nice lighting effects, great shadow effects. I really do dig it. That weird little fuzz that kind of... You guys see that? That fuzz that kind of goes where the lasers are? It's nice. But yeah, let's keep going here. Try to find a way to press on. Don't go through the lasers, I guess. Though I'm kind of curious. I want to see the big bads. But it's a very bright game. You can see there's this kind of filter over the screen. So when things are lit up, you kind of see the noticeable filter going on there. It's a style, I guess. I don't know if it's my cup of tea. It kind of detracts from it, in my opinion. It almost makes me think that I have like a monitor that needs cleaning. And I do, but That's more worse than usual. It's kind of a neat idea, though. I guess maybe you're watching through a camera, so maybe that is supposed to act like a little camera fuzz or something. This game does ooze style. It oozes style quite a bit. But it's a very bright style, and it might be something that might turn some people off. But for me, it works. It works. I always like the neon glowiness of things. But I know I have weird color tastes. Oh, that's a camera. So what happens now? I want to see the people come for me. Now, what's interesting is the camera stops caring about me after the fact. Actually, the lasers go off, too. If anything, this is making my job easier. Security bots are activated. Alright, so let's try hiding. So I'm all off now. And that is a nice use of color. A nice use of color and lighting. I dig it. So now I'm all hidden. So they're going to go do their thing. And I'm dead. Or not. Maybe he doesn't really care that he's touching me. Maybe he has a fascination with invisible objects that be touched. Yeah, no, he ain't happy. Oh, he mad. But I'm moving slower now. I need to turn on. Alright, so... Oh, I guess he stops chasing after a while. Okay. Works for me. So the robot should probably start acting on you if he touches you during your invisibility phase. Yes, yes. Security bot's activated, I know. So they seem like they have patrol patterns. Again, this is where the kind of Pac-Man feel comes into the game. Ah, no. I like that effect when you're getting hit. That's a really cool effect. Looks great. Oh, boy. I'm gonna die. I'm too handsome to die. I can always just try to hoof it, but I can't really view things the way I'd like. So, do they ever leave? Like, if I were just to hang out here for a while and go dark, would they ever leave, I wonder? And what does Yoko say? Love the fake camera effects. Very stylish. Yeah, alright. I mean, like I said, it's all to different people's tastes. I do like the glowiness. But I don't think they're going to leave anytime soon. I got to find that button or something I think it talked about in the tutorial. I got to find a button to make them leave. I can keep my flashlight on, but not have my glow on, so that'll make it easier for me to kind of hide, right? There we go. Find a nice little dark corner. I dig that. The stealth mechanics are pretty on point. So what about in here? No, no button in here. I think that's what I was talking about, right? There was some kind of a blue button or something it mentioned. Oh, hey, there was a dude there. And now I'm dying. Run, you fool. So you gotta power yourself on, which makes you more visible, by which I mean visible in general, if you want to get away from them. So I'm just going to stay out of these red circles. Unless they're going to cross by me. Okay. So how about this then? Nope, that was all for money. Oh, here we go. So that's what the alarm thing looks like. There we go. Alright, so now security's back online, but the bots are offline. So now I can move around a little more freely. And we are ready to go. You might want to make a way to kind of indicate that they're turning back on or that they're turning off. Like right there, I could have made it through, but I didn't really know how long I had before it was going to turn back on, so I didn't want it to turn on me like halfway through. In general, I've never been a big fan of laser grids that just kind of turn on and off on their own like that. They really only serve to do one thing, and that's really just to make the player wait, you know? What is that E I can interact with? The door? Okay. See, like right now, I just don't know when it's safe to cross this thing, because I know that's a laser grid. There it is. But I just didn't know when it'd be okay for me to cross. But it's not really a skill to wait. I'm just waiting until it's all clear. I feel like that's not really a great mechanic. I've never been a big fan. Because if you're forcing your player to wait, something's just not quite right. So we're finding a lot of these points. I still can't use the drone shop. That might not be in the pre-alpha just yet. Oh, what was that? Interact? What? I can interact with something? It keeps flashing. Oh, it's my flashlight going in there, isn't it? I thought it was like popping up saying I could interact with something. The use of color is quite nice, though. I dig the colors, the way there's green and red that clearly defines what's good and bad, all that stuff. Yoko says, it would seem that the lasers cast shadow. Lasers can't cast shadows? That's actually a good point. I didn't even think of that. Yes, lasers cannot cast shadows because they themselves are light, and light does not... Well, actually, light is what's required to cast shadows, but it can't cast a shadow. It creates shadows by casting upon other things. You get what I'm saying at. What I'm getting at there. But yeah, Yoko says an excellent observation. Lasers can't cast shadows? That's silly. You're silly. Why are you so silly? Alright, so where am I going? That is the million-dollar question. That's a door that I can't open. Oh, hey, security. Alright, where was the security guy here? It was like right here, right? So in a second I can just... wait for it. And then... Oh, guess not. I guess you can only use it once. So there must be other ones. So that kind of spices it up a bit. You screw up and you gotta find another way to shut off the security. Or just go through without shutting off the security. Oh, he's mad at me. Rah, 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 rah. What if I just let them chase me? Well, they ain't let me go that way. Hey, another area. Security bod's active. This looks like it's promising. Nope, not promising at all. Big dead end. Hey, it looks like it's space out there. We're in a spaceship. I have no idea where I'm going. I feel like these really non-linear levels, they're kind of big and lack any kind of real explanation as to where to go. I don't feel like this is a real place. I feel like it's... I don't know. There's no real direction given, like whether it be through little signs or anything like that. But I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, some of my favorite games ever have the most abstract level designs of all time. Let's look at Doom, for God's sake. Oh yeah, this is totally a Mars colony or something like that. But you're clearly trying to find this place as it is. But like, what would this be? Is this a storage hold, or what would this room be? Because it seems like you're trying to tell a narrative here. And if you're doing that, it's a little more important that you define these areas and what they are and what your guy is doing in it. We're clearly on a spaceship, I get that. Oh, there's the alarm disabled thingy. I made a goof. I'm gonna die. Because I locked myself in here with this thing. Uh-oh. It's them Pac-Mans. Them ghosts. Alright, well I know where the thing is, so that's half the battle. And that's gonna end badly. Oh, haha! Oh, haha. Poop. Oh, yes. I love alphas. I love them so much. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a subtle reminder as to why, whenever you're doing a top-down game like this, you always put an invisible layer of something on your, on your roof. Even if it's invisible. Okay, well, so here's the deal. I'm gonna try, can I restart? Okay, I can go back to the main menu, and maybe I can continue without going through the tutorial, huh? You want to grant me that mercy? A little bit of, no? No? Okay, well, we can go through the tutorial quick again. But the point that I'm getting at here is that it seems like it's a very simplistic game at the moment. It's really just all about finding your way around a facility that somewhere has a giant blue box to touch. But it's trying to tell a story. I just don't understand the story yet. Yoga says, you've done a good job of adding unique features to different areas. The spinning light thing, the fans... But I think you need more of that. The player should immediately be able to tell where they are in the level. I definitely agree. Like, I feel so much like I don't quite understand where I am and where I'm going at this moment. And that's a camera. That's what those are. Those are the cameras. Okay. So, how do I really get past those? Like, that clearly didn't work. You failed. And then there's a blue switch you gotta find somewhere, like, because blue switches are the best thing since sliced bread. It seems like blue good, green good, red bad. That's pretty much what we're getting right here. There's definitely the Pac-Man feel. I see where you're coming from with that Pac-Man analogy. I see it. You're in like a little twisty twist maze with all these random, almost ghost-like things, I guess you could call them. The level design is, well, I should say the level aesthetic is great, but the design itself feels a little lacking. I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. Oh, that was actually a hole in the wall. You might want to maybe put a floor, even. One and or both. Let's try that one more time. From the top, second verse, same as the first, third time around. But I definitely agree with Yokos. Right now, it feels like you really need to look at the level design and consider what exactly can be done to make it more clear where to go and what to do and who you are. I mean, I'm a sensor. I know that. I'm some kind of a drone, a sensor, something like that. I'm looking for my master or whatever, and I can get these things to power me up and give me some kind of upgrades, which I don't know what they would do, like increase my speed, get some firepower? Probably not that. I'm seeking my master. That is the job of the seeker. But that's about all I know. Apparently there are other robots that want me dead, or other drones that want me dead because I think differently than them. I like my master or something. I don't know, something like that. There's a story there somewhere. Oh, here we go. So this must be the area that I missed the whole time. Maybe I can... Okay, alright. There we go. So now I feel like I'm in a shipping dock area. Yeah, okay. This is a totally believable room. This is a loading bay. I can totally see that. Totally believable. Still not quite sure what these things do and why they extend out into space, but hey, I'm not going to question the way this universe sends its stuff out. Also, I can go through that. Note to self, don't touch anything ever. But that isn't actually where we're going. That's just something. I'm looking for clues. Clues to my owner's whereabouts. And is there anything over here, maybe? It definitely feels like a loading bay, or rather, it feels like a space ship of some description. I don't know, but what I'm not seeing computer consoles. I'm not seeing like windows. Is that a window? Okay, I guess these might be windows, but they're like arm things. I don't know exactly what they are. There's definitely a lot of effort being put in. I was tripping that. I don't really dig the alarm system. I don't know why I have to find a switch to shut it all off without being given any kind of indication as to where the switch is, but switch is life, so find it, because you will die without it. Yeah, I just... What is that? Is that like a MakerBot? Is that like the MakerBot XXXXXL? Like the giant one that makes little tiny ships? Something like that? What are you? Why are you here? Why do you exist? There's a lot of questions. Good screen effect. I do love that distortion effect, as I said once before. We had this stuff up here. I'm not entirely convinced that there is an exit here at the moment. Maybe there isn't yet. That's a possibility. I didn't actually consider that at the time, but could be. Let's see if we can trap some. Nah. At this point, I'm not even going to look for the switch. I just want to try to find where to go. But maybe there is no exit at the moment. We are pretty early days in right now. Yeah. It just doesn't quite grab me. It doesn't engage me that much. I don't really care about this drone and or its journey. It's a thing. Maybe what you need to do is try to find a way to weave the narrative in more before you start throwing all these enemies and everything at me. Maybe find a more subtle tutorial that slowly introduces these mechanics over time instead of just all at once in a big burst of information. Now, granted, that might just be an early days thing. Again, that might be an early alpha thing. You just didn't have time to work out a full, proper bunch of missions to explain things. But I think I've seen this whole thing now, and I'm pretty sure there's no way out. Yoko says, seems like the camera lags behind the player. It's never good for gameplay. The player wants to see what they're going towards as opposed to where they've been. Couldn't agree more. And again, I think that can be solved by having the camera actually pan over to where the mouse is. If the mouse is here, the camera should be panning to the bottom left. Things like that. But yeah, I think that's about all I can say on this game right now. I don't see more things to see. Like, you know, in The Lion King, there is more to see than can ever be seen, more to do than has ever been done, but I think I've seen and or done it all already. There's money that I can't spend, there's bots that are tracing me down, and that's about all, folks. Oh well. It is early days. I think this is actually in its prototype stage right now, but I think the gameplay itself needs some kind of a rework. I'm actually curious what it looks like when I die, so let's, The stealth idea is an interesting concept. It could work in theory. Oh, is this a way up? Hang on. Oh god, well that's a way up. Can I even call it from down here? I can't call the elevator from down here. Well, I think I actually found the way to go, and I can't do anything about it now. Well, that's prototype for you. Alright. Let's go ahead and bop out of here. That was the Seeker, everybody. There definitely needs to be more explanation as to where to go, what to do, all that stuff. But it is prototypes, so there is that. Yeah, Bad Rats make that mistake. Bad Rats did indeed make that same mistake of letting the player go outside of a three-dimensional axis that they shouldn't be allowed to. It's a two-dimensional game. Keep that in mind. There's a third dimension there, but all you care about is the two dimensions. Don't let the third dimension come into play ever, as much as you can. Alright, so let's go ahead and look over the feedback for this game. And we're going to start off with Yokos. And that's saying, love the fake camera. I can see that. Oh, right, and we'll do another giveaway, exclamation point giveaway, for a chance to win Rolled. So let's see here. The lighting, Nubru says, the lighting is breathtaking. Excellent balance of negative space and lit areas. I do agree. I do like the colors. I like the lighting. It's very impressive shadowing even. Though admittedly that whole laser shadow thing, I didn't even catch that, but that's entirely true. They should not. But the fluorescent light thing, it's really cool looking. The whole lighting in general is definitely the biggest highlight of this game. The aesthetic looks great. Got to build off that and make a good game, but the aesthetic is there. Let's see. New Bruce says, it seems to play a lot like a slower Metal Gear Solid with no action. Possibly there are innovative puzzle mechanics, but currently it seems like a very pretty, very limited experience. Yeah, that's a good way to sum it up. Very pretty, very limited experience. It's like the ideas are there, but you need either some more action, you need quicker deaths maybe, I don't know. You need experience. Yeah, so there is some trouble going on with the stream. Yeah, there's some trouble with the Twitch feed. Try one of these. Keep chat open. So there's that. What else we have here? Nubu says the breadcrumbs are a nice, valuable effect, and everything to do with the lighting is amazing. Sound-wise, things aren't as well off. The alarm sound is incredibly grating, and there are no ambient sound emitters or environmental audio clues. Adding these would really help to immerse the player and keep their bearings. I love that. Audio cues within the environment would be so helpful right there. Again, kind of pointing players where to go. And you can use those breadcrumbs to direct us where to go. Right now, they're just kind of in random empty doors, which... why? I mean, we go into the room, we get the stuff, and then we leave the room. And then what? Like, I don't get why you wouldn't use those instead to direct us where to go. I'm not saying you can't have rooms full of stuff, but it seems like that's all it is. They're not actually really in the hallways directing you in a direction. That's what you should really use them for more. And lastly, Yokos talks about the camera lagging behind the player, so there is that. Luke, thank you so much for the follow, sir. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, that's all the feedback we have right now for this game. It is very early days, so we'll see where that develops from here. But, I mean, it has potential. I like the idea of the stealth mechanics. I think if you could get into stealth mode a little bit quicker than currently, but, you know, it works. It works. Let's see. Yoko says, never played StarCraft, but assume the campaign is like the Command and Conquer campaigns, which you never really like. Just go straight to the multiplayer or skirmish. Yeah, and I used to do the same kind of thing with Total Annihilation back in the day, so I see where you're coming from there. I love my multiplayer skirmishes. For the beatdown. It's a good time. Oh, my thing broken. Why isn't that working? Oh well, our little now playing guy broke. Let's try this. Huh, well that fixed that, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, so that's all we got for that feedback. I'm going to give you guys a little while for the giveaway right here. Last call on giveaway. And if we have any more names for the naming contest we're doing for a shooting game thing, now is the time to submit them, because I'm going to do a giveaway for that as well, depending on the best name. Best name gets a free copy of Rolled. Look at that. Yeah, let me go ahead and show you guys what you're playing for right here. Rolled. This was a game by MPG Games. I always get the letters mixed up, but MPG Games are the guys who made Sinless, that game that I checked out quite a long time ago. And it was a fun little point-and-click adventure game, which is actually now on Steam, I believe. Is it MPG? Did I get that right? Yeah, MGP Studios. So there we go. Prize. So that's the prize. Fully works in big picture, multiplayer mode rather, both local and online, I think. Maybe it's just local. So there's that. Some random name. Alright. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the winner of the giveaway is Luke. Welcome and congratulations, sir. You have just won yourself a copy of Rolled. Luke Zaz. I'm going to go ahead and whisper you a key for that. Whisper, Mr. Luke. There you go, sir. And now I'm going to go ahead and pick who I think gave the best name for our little shooty game thing that we checked out earlier. Let's see. Who gave the best name? Well, let's go ahead and look over the contenders here. We have Hyperfusion, Rudy Tooty Switch and Shooty, Hypersuit, Singularity, Hypersuit, and High Pursuit. I just caught that. Up and Down Shipman with Guns That Go Pew Pew. That was my name. I like that one. We have New Bruce's Evo, Evolving Vehicular Onslaught, which I actually really like, and New Bruce's Robomorphs. So I'm between Robomorphs, Evo, and probably Hypersuit, honestly. Though Novel Spin, total props for the Rudy Tooty Switch and Shooty. I just love that name. But you have Robomorphs in there, so I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm actually going to give it to Hypersuit, because it describes the mech aspect of it, and that's something you don't see in a side shooter, is a mech. Now, Evolving Vehicular Onslaught sounds really good too, Evo, but I worry that Evo alone, there's so many games called Evo already, and then you'd have to read the rest to really get that the whole suit switching thing is going on. Robomorphs is a good name too, but I just don't think it really... It's morphing robots. It sounds just like Transformers. But Hypersuit, it sounds right. And I was kind of against the concept of Hyper because Hyper's kind of overdone. But I'm going to give it to Kirk. Kirk, I like your Hypersuit idea here. So, good call, Kirk. Congratulations. I'm going to go ahead and whisper you a key for Rolled. Congratulations, sir. And as always, if you are a developer and you are here right now, first we want you to talk about your game. Tell us your game right here. Just go ahead and put links to your games. Talk about your game. Give us video footage. Give us everything. We want information about your games. But also, if you are looking for any kind of feedback on your game, we would love to have you on our Indie Insights show. That is what we do right here every week. We check out 3 games, and yours could be among them. So just check out that submission link, highsight.tv/Indie Insights. We would love to have you. We would love to just check out your game. Talk about your game. Drop your game. It's a nice stream. Thank you so much, Luke. I work hard for it. Sorry, starting to wish you got here sooner. I promise you, sir, next week we'll be doing more of the same. Tomorrow, I'll be developing my own game using Unity, and you guys will be there for that, hopefully, so good times for that. Oh, hey, help out New Bruce. Get that green light going. Is that Kite? Kite is totally worthy. Yes. Everybody go to his link and go hit Kite. Make it happen. Give Kite its due. Well deserved. So, yeah, check out that. Behold my video game. Yokos, I gotta give it... Hang on, I'm actually going to play that here and now. I'm going to pause this. And I'm actually, for Yokos, just for you, buddy, because I love how this came out so well. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how you do a... I'm just going to do that. You won't even see me. This is how you do a trailer right. Guys, this is the trailer for the game Yokos worked on for Ludum Dare that he's been expanding on called Desperate Times. Just look at this. This is beautiful. That is how you do a trailer, ladies and gentlemen. The way he ended it on the title, too, like that, brilliant. Freaking brilliant. My total props to Mr. Yokos. Always on point with his stuff. Always, always. Well done, sir. So, yeah, you can play that game right now. Go check that out. Mr. Giant Cockship. Totally will not deny that. Won't even pretend to. But, yeah, definitely worth checking out. In general, Yokos has always impressed the hell out of me with his work, as does Mr. New Bruce with Kite, which, again, give this thing a yes on Greenlight. Give this a yes. But that is how you do a trailer, folks. He had a bunch of really high action scenes to show off. A lot of things going on that kind of draw the eye immediately. Great music to go with it. He switched between the music, and he ended on the title the very second that the last note went. Just title. That's it. Just impacts you right there. Desperate Times. Well done. Fuck. I wish I made it. Alright, but that's enough gushing over things like this. As always, folks, you can follow me on my social media channels. I have a Twitch, I have a Twitter, I have a YouTube, I have all the things. It's Highsight on all of them, except for YouTube, where it's Highsight TV. I have a website, highsight.tv, highsight.tv. That's where I post usually Indie Insights announcements, but I'm working on getting other stuff in there. But yeah, just in general, make sure you're following, because that's when all the magic happens. That's when you guys find out. Tomorrow I'll be working on my game that I've been co-creating with Neriata. We're working on a Match 3 roguelike RPG with FTL, Magicka, and Puzzle Quest elements. It's going to be coming along very nicely. We're working on the magic system tomorrow. We started it last week, but we had to kind of cut it short, unfortunately, due to reasons. But we'll be continuing that. Hopefully we'll get the keyword system working so we can just combine keywords into spells. It's going to be really great. It's going to be a fun time. Thank you all. Don't forget to follow. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to leave your comments if you're watching on YouTube for all the feedback. The developers will be looking at that. I love you all so much. Thanks for coming out. Let's see who we can host on Twitch. Let's take a look real quick. Who is out and about right now? And it looks like we have... Here we go. We got Mr. Schmeliork here. Mr. Schmeliork is working on their own video game. We're going to go ahead and raid this guy right here. Everybody pop right in here to Mr. Schmeliork. And we're going to raid. So when I say hi, everyone, you all say hi, everyone. And then that will be a raid. That's how that's going to work. So thank you all for coming out. Take care, and I will see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Take care, everybody.